Hey, right now we're going to be talking about being stubborn with your goals and flexible with your methods right now on The Front.
Thanks for tuning in to Lead the Teams, The Front.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Front. My name is Mike Phillips, and I will be your host. As always, please check out my website at leadtheteam.net for written blogs, audio, and video. You could go to leadtheteam.tv. That'll push you through to my YouTube channel, and please click that subscribe button. I would sure appreciate it. And you can tune in to all of my audio podcasts on iHeartRadio, on Google Play, and on iTunes. Also, whether you're watching or listening to this, please participate in the comments down below. Share thoughts, share opinions, have questions, ask them, as often that will lead to a really excellent future show. So tonight, I'm talking about being stubborn with your goals and flexible in the method or flexible in the approach. And first off, when we're talking about goals, I mentioned this either last week or a few weeks ago. I mention goals a lot. But goals are that object of your ambition or your desire. It's what are you chasing after? What do you want to achieve? And one of the things that you should be aware of is you need to have multiple goals. You should have multiple goals in business, multiple goals for family, multiple goals for self, because you want to take a multi-pronged approach to going after goals and seeing success in your life. There's not just one thing that you're going to pinpoint and you're going to hit, and all of a sudden people are going to go, wow, that guy or that gal is successful. There should be a bunch of different goal set because you want to have, success in business. You want to have success in family and in life. And to me, as I'm talking about goals and I'm talking about kind of those three pinpoints, those are what's important to me in my life and seeing success in those different areas. And so I have lots of goals set up in those different areas to be successful in business. For example, one of my goals certainly is a monetary goal. Money is a way to keep score, for example. And also status can be a goal, title, helping others to achieve success. That's a really, really big deal for me in business, is helping other people to get to their full potential, to see some success and have more, income in their life, to have a more enriched and fulfilled life as well. Be happy at work. I've talked about a lot of those things in the past. So when you're talking about goals, and I'm saying being stubborn in your goal, and you've probably seen that quote, be stubborn in your goals and flexible in your methods. I don't know who quoted it or who coined it, but I know that I've seen that in the past. And so as I was thinking about it tonight, I'm saying, well, that it's so important because your goals and goals will change over time. Understand as you gain maturity, as you gain age, as you gain wisdom, as you develop more life experience, your goals will change. If you have, one goal set and all of a sudden you achieve that particular goal or that set of goals and then you stop, you're likely to be like, well, gosh, is this all there is? Is this it? You're going to need to realign and reevaluate and reestablish a new set of goals once you've achieved that one or the many of them. So your goals are constantly the ambitions that you're wanting to go after and your dreams, they're constantly evolving and it should constantly be changing. And I'm talking throughout life. It's one thing if you're a car salesperson. I've been in automotive sales for a long time. And if you're a car salesperson and you say, my goal today is to sell a car, that's a definitive, defined goal. And you want to be able to go after that goal. And you can tell when you get there because if you sold a car, versus if you didn't sell a car. But there are other things in life too. If you want to achieve status or titles, if you want to be a good dad, for example, that's one of my goals. I want to be a good dad. How do you determine when you get there? If you're respected and loved by your children, that's one thing. If you have time for them, time is a huge deal when it comes to families, wives or husbands, kids, extended families, families by association, people that we say brothers and sisters, all of our brothers and sisters, our close friends out there. So where am I headed with this? When you're talking about being stubborn with your goals, once you've picked that goal, you want to make sure that as long as that goal is serving you, and let's say, for example, it's to sell a car, you've got to be absolutely stubborn and rigid in that goal. Hey, this is what I need to achieve. If your goal is to lose 20 pounds, you have to be absolutely stubborn and rigid in the fact that 20 pounds is the goal, right? That's the end game. That's how you can tell when you get there. So, you've got to have specificity when it comes to goals. Being flexible in the method or flexible in the approach is also, it's so important. Because how many different ways are there to lose 20 pounds, for example? How many different ways are there to sell a car? I know I'm talking about two things, but it's going to connect differently with different people. How many different methods do you have to sell a car? There is no perfect platform. There is no perfect process, because my process may differ from your process. If you're an automotive salesperson, for me, I have a 5-step process, which I've covered before. The way that I greet customers may differ from the way you greet customers. But the end game, the goal is the same, but there's a bunch of different methodologies, a bunch of different approaches to it. Same thing with to lose weight. Number one thing to start, if you're going to lose weight, if you say, I want to lose 20 pounds, then one way to do it is to work out more, run, do more cardio. Also, the biggest one probably is pay attention to what you eat. Pay attention to what you put in your mouth, right? Because you can be going to the gym, working out, doing all this cardio, but if you're eating crap and you're wondering, gosh, why am I not losing weight, right? There's multiple methods. Dieting or changing, not just dieting, but actually changing your entire diet, changing your lifestyle to fit weight loss or being fit versus fat. That's another thing to consider. How else to lose weight? Certainly you could have surgery, right? I'm not an advocate for that, but it's a method. So you could, what else? There's all kinds of different diet methods. If you go online and Google it, you'll get 100 different pills you can buy and so forth. Again, I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying there's a whole bunch of different methods. And so when we're talking about the goal, you got to stay with what the goal is. What's the goal and what's the best method for you as an individual to approach, attack, and achieve that goal? What's the way, and don't fall so in love with your method. Because for me, for example, when my wife and I joined a gym a little over a year ago, again, yes, I was, a gym member for some time, but I joined a gym a little over a year ago again. And my primary goal at this point is to lose weight, which is different than my goal was in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, my goal was to be all, buff and stuff. I coined that phrase. But as time has progressed, now I'm more worried about my goal being that I'm fit, I'm in shape, and I want to lose weight. And so the methodology is certainly going to, even though I'm going to the same place, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to show up, I'm going to work out, there's some similarities, but the methodology is going to be different based on the shift in my goal also, in my goals right now. Same thing with selling an automobile. So I know I'm bouncing back and forth between the two, so stay with me now. If I'm selling an automobile and at the end of it, am I going to sell an automobile the same way to every customer every time? No, the end goal is the same, but let's be honest, you have to be able to customize the methods, customize the approach so that you can be comfortable with the customer, you can have ongoing good rapport with the customer, and the person can feel special and unique. If you're doing it identical and the same every time, then it'll become mundane, it'll become uninteresting for the customer, and you'll flounder and you'll fail. So, and that's one of the things too, when we're talking about goals and the approach to the goals or the methodology to the goals, one of the things that you want to consider is, the more you can change it up, the more flexibility you can have, the more fun it is. It's more fun if you get to change the method down the path. Like if I'm going to go hike up Pikes Peak, because Pikes Peak is close to me, the goal is get to the top of the mountain, right? Get up top. The method may change, right? I may run into weather. I may run into bears. Who knows? The method may change. I may not. It's not like I'm just going to hike straight up in a straight line. It doesn't work that way. So and no two hikes, if I'm headed up the mountain, are likely to be identical. And that's what keeps it interesting. That's what keeps it fun. You see new scenery. You learn new things along the way. You learn new methods. So as I'm talking to you tonight, I'd encourage you, fall in love with your goals. Be stubborn about the goals. Get excited about the goals. It's okay to change the approach. There is no one winning approach. There's no one winning method to do it. You know, there's ways that you can try to duplicate. I've said before, success leaves clues. You can try to duplicate people. You find the similarities and do similar things to achieve similar results, but tweak it so it's your own too. You know, you'll see success in your own methods, and you got to try it and you got to experiment it, and it keeps it flavorful and it keeps it exciting. And most of all, it keeps it fun. And when it's fun, you go after the goal more. You're likely to win more. So again, be stubborn about your goals. Be flexible in the methods and the approach. So thank you for joining me tonight. I'm Mike Phillips with another episode of The Front. And like I asked before, please check out Lead the Team TV. Click the subscribe button there. I would sure appreciate it. And until we talk next, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.